Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. We can't do that there. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? I am live over on YouTube, trying to get go live over here on Instagram. Here we are, converting buyers. Let's make sure this happens. So how is everyone? Take a second over for those of you that are over on TikTok, invite a friend, tap the screen. I'm going to try to see what's happening. I clearly was in the wrong spot over on Instagram, so I'm not on Instagram yet. Converting buyer clients. Let's see if I can see. How's it going? Hey, Mina. Oh, I can't do that. I can't see. This is what happens. I'm going to just use the mic. Clients. There we go. Update details. Go live. We are now live over on Instagram. We are live over on TikTok. We are live over on YouTube. So thank you again for joining me for another episode of Coffee with Carrie right out the gate in my stories. In my in my profiles, you can find the link to the upcoming webinar at 1 p.m. on buyer leads. So I am teaching all of you for free, but you got to be in the room. If you are not in the room, you don't get it for free unless you are in the membership. So this is what I did. I didn't have an autoresponder today. So if you are watching me live, you can go to my story over on that IG place, or you can go to the link in my bio. So if you have not invested in our book, my twin sister and I, Dr. Mina Blazy, Noise to Navigation, How We Move from Confusion to Confidence with Generative AI, you can buy it on the NAR bookstore. Somebody test out the NAR bookstore for me, or you can buy it over um on that big company website. I'm learning that you can't say certain things over on TikTok, otherwise they turn you off. The links are all in my bio. Support us because we come and talk to all of you all the time. I know Mina's working on helping me out and teaching an AI class, so get prepared because you're going to want to buy that. And I'll tell you yesterday. Well, first of all, today's topic is converting buyers. At 1 o'clock, I'm going to take you through the whole process and show you how to generate leads. I'm going to log into my MLS. I'm going to log into Matrix. I might log into Paragon. I've got access to a few different MLSs. So thank you so much for supporting me or us. I really do appreciate that. So again, today's topic is converting buyers. Grab your coffee. I've got my notes. When you if you registered for the course. Now, if you are in the membership, it was different for you. You got straight to the Zoom link. So don't worry. I will give all of you, hold on. I'm going to give all of you this. So I made it prettier than last week. So last week I gave all of you how to generate not how I gave you the list of lead generation options. And then if you signed up for the webinar, I automatically gave you the same list. But today I made it prettier for converting buyers. So again, thank you for joining me. Take a second. Let me know where you are watching from. Grab your coffee, invite a friend, tap the screen if you are over on TikTok. I appreciate all of you. Here we go. You ready? Yesterday, Monday and Monday and Thursday, I had the privilege of educating real estate agents in my marketplace. It was actually at the company I used to work for, but as a continuing ed instructor, we often get invited to come out in person. So that's what I did. And I taught AI as one of my CE classes. It's a 2 hour class, and the other class was Instagram strategy. If you, this is what I always like to say to agents, and I can't see, but if you're watching and you're an agent in my office, listen. I keep emailing, and I'm like, set up the coaching call. I think right now I'm consistent with about 4 agents consistently. So, and I think I got to do some evening market updates. But anyway. I say that to say that what I'm learning is that I am not shocked that real estate agents aren't following processes or they're just winging it. Because one of my questions was, and let me ask this to all of you. One of my questions was, what does your day look like? What does your day look like? Tell me, what does your day look like as a real estate agent? Are you winging it? Are you just going through the process, or are you actually working your checklist? So, last week when we talked about buyer leads, I'm just going to give all of you one way to generate leads right now. Number one, maybe I'll give you two. Number one, I need you to reach out to everyone you know and tell them you need them to work with you. That's the simple version. Number two, I see it. You're winging it. We can't wing it. You gotta work this like a real career. I don't even want to say job because, but let's just say it's a job. If you knew you were going to get paid every single week because you were going to close a real estate deal, would you work this differently? So I want all of you to write that down. Write down that I am going to work this every single day like it is a job because I'm going to get a paycheck if I do the job. So put yourself on a salary. Tell me in the feed how much money do you want to make? How much money do you want to make? I think that's Brian. Hey Brian, okay, let's get this together. How much money do you want to make every single year? Write it down. Dream big, 100,000, 50,000, 200,000, a half a million. How much do you want to make every single year? You need to now divide that by 12. That's your monthly salary. That part. Is that your salary? Because if that's your monthly salary, what are you doing every day to achieve that goal? So, somebody do the math. Divide 150 by 12. Divide 130 by 12. That is your monthly salary. Are you working like you are earning that monthly salary? My YouTube friends, are you working like you're earning that? So let's divide that up. Do 200. Somebody do the math because I don't have. Wait, do I have a calculator on this iPad? Maybe. Let's go do the math. I don't know what I clicked. I probably clicked the wrong one. Let's get that one off. I don't want that one. So you guys aren't. Nobody's doing the math. All right. So 200,000. Oh, what did I click? Oh, this is not. I need a different calculator on here. So 200,000 divided by 12 is that you need to make 16,000, a little over $600 a month. Are you doing the work to do that? For those of you, I'm going to go 100,000 divided by 12. That's $8,333 a month. Are you doing the work to make that every single month? So again, and it doesn't have to be just buyers, it can also be sellers. Today's conversation is around, you've last week we talked about leads and somebody called you. My two tips for lead generation is I need all of you to reach out to everyone you know and ask them for the business. Ask them for the business, even if you're not 100% clear on what to say. Number two, I'm going to tell all of you that you should look through your MLS and look for move up buyers. You can look for renters to buyers. That's what you need to do. There's no excuse for you to generate buyer leads. Really, there isn't. And I'll give you a number three. Have you thought about creating content on social media around buyers? Have you guys noticed that my content has changed? My youngest told me I need to educate the public. Thank you for the hearts over on TikTok. Let's see if I can get to about 2,000 today. So, thanks. That's 2 to 4 closings a month, depending on price point. Right. If you've been in class with me, I gave you a whole spreadsheet where you can figure out how many, if you knew the median sales price, I might talk about that at 1 o'clock today. So, again, if you're just joining, even if you're listening to the replay and you're like, I missed the live webinar, there will be an opportunity for you to have access to it later. So I'll give you my spreadsheet. Uh, if you're in the webinar, if you're not in the webinar, you're going to be buying it. So if you're in the membership, don't worry about it. So now you have a lead. Someone ring, 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 text, email, how DM, how are people reaching out to you to buy houses? You don't know yet? You listen, Linda, listen. Mark, I am watching Mark do the work. And Mark literally, I'm like, did you do money making activities? In one of my offices, I have a post-it note that says, don't get up until you've done money making activities today. Does anyone need that motivation? Some of you need to write that down. Write the vision and make it plain. Because if you don't, they all eat. What's the saying? Faith without works is dead. Dead. If you are like, if you walk around saying, I'm gonna make $200,000 a year, Buyers and sellers work with me. They all of my deals close. I provide value to all of my clients. I am debt free. I put money in the bank. I pray for my kids. If you're confessing all this but you're not doing anything, that's not how this works. You still have to put in the work. So, today's topic is converting buyers because now somebody's called you, sent you a text message, sent you a DM, filled out a form, right? They fill out a form. So, I'm going to go through the checklist and then I'm going to tell you you need to go to the link in my bio to register, or you can go to my stories. I'll put it on my stories on, I don't know if I could put it on my stories on TikTok, but I'll try. What happened to the hearts, Mina? Did you disappear? I'm going to need you guys to tap the screen. So here we go. If you're in the membership, you got an email. You can still register the same way, by the way. All of you can still register with that link. So here's the step-by-step system. Someone calls you. So write fast. And I'm going to go over buyer leads later. Someone calls you first contact. Treat the first call like a consultation, not a casual conversation. Now, if you don't have them at the time to talk to them, ask them if you can call them back at. Book it or say, I'm going to call you back at. Is this time okay or this time okay? You got to do that. Number two, book the conversation, the consultation immediately. So number two might not need to happen if your number one worked and you've got everything you need to get. Number three, explain buyer agency early, right out the game. Let me tell you how I work. Mallory, when you go to work every day, you earn a living. When, as a real estate agent, we typically, and I'm going to say typically because everybody's business model is different, we typically don't get paid until we close. And when I work with you as a buyer's agent, I I'm looking for exclusive representation. So I'm looking for you to work with me exclusively. And then some of you need to slow down when you talk about buyer agency and drink water. Again, in Florida, we typically will do transaction based, but I do like buyer exclusive buyer agency. So talk to them early and then tell them once we get done with the consultation, I'm going to I'm going to skip to another step, but I'm going to send you the copy of all of the documents you need, and I'm going to send you the buyer agency agreement that you're going to need to sign. And in Illinois, you must have an agreement to show houses. I believe it's in all states, but it doesn't have to be exclusive necessarily in all states, but you have to have an agreement. Number four, define your process and value. Clearly explain how you work, communicate, and advocate for your clients. If you don't know how to clearly communicate it, somebody tell me in the feed how you're going to figure it out. Tell me in the feed how you're going to figure it out. Once you've done this, even though you've had your buyer consultation, and in your number five, prepare a buyer packet. You could have prepared a buyer packet while you're on the phone because you could use Cloud CMA, and then you can send all of that via email. I like Cloud CMA, and I get Cloud CMA, I think, through Florida and Illinois, and it really is clean. Now, could you build something else in Canva? Could you go buy something on Etsy? I swear I should be selling this stuff to all of you on Etsy because you guys end up everywhere because you don't even ask your managing broker. That part. Number six, send disclosures promptly. So, a part of the follow up, the buyer consultation packet, a part of the follow up is all of your disclosures. In Illinois, this is not a secret, but this is me giving you professional information. I believe in all states you must give the lead based paint brochure, but in Illinois, lead based paint, radon brochure, and you don't have to give the others, but I'm going to also recommend that you give the Consumer's Guide to Agency, the Residential Illinois Disclosure Form, and I'm going to recommend that you consider giving the Fair Housing Disclosure. If you do this and you send the agency and you're consistent, you are already providing more value than some agents because there was an agent that confessed in class yesterday or Monday. She was like, yeah, I've sat out in front of a house and made you sign the agreement, but I wouldn't let you in unless you sign the agreement. Why are we doing that? Because if you have a big car and you're spending gas, that part. Okay, so now you sent the disclosures, and I'm on number seven if you're taking notes. Address financing early. So ask them if they have a preferred lender. And if they do, say, even though you have a preferred lender, here's a few that I'd like to send you. If you don't have a lender, I want to send you right away because we need to start the process to get you ready to go Find out what you're qualified for. Now, I don't have the questions here that you're asking because there's some other things you need to do to know where someone is in the process. If you are just joining over on TikTok, tap the screen. Um, I'm on both. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, and the IG. I'm on a few places only because my following is somewhere else. You guys are here. I appreciate you over on TikTok. So address financing earlier. You are not window shopping. We are anybody ever go, what is it you want to buy? What is it you want to buy? And then you want a Louis Vuitton or you want some high-end ticket thing and your friends take you into Louis, Gucci, or wherever, and you're mad because you can't buy. We are not window shopping in real estate. So number seven, address financing early, early. Number eight, once you have gone through this consultation and you sent everything over, I'm going to also recommend that you send an follow-up email. That is a follow-up email, even though you're going to send things through e-signatures, but then also send a handwritten note. That handwritten note, anyone, you're like, oh, Carrie, don't make me write. I'm making you write. Now you can do send out cards and all these other things, but there's something about a handwritten note. I'm telling you, I just sent some yesterday. I'm like all of you. I'm a real estate agent just like all of you. My goal is to generate leads for Mark so he can go out and show houses. Number nine, clarify needs and goals. Must have deal breakers, timeline, lifestyle, budget. Now, again, that it could also be a part of your consultation, but what are the deal breakers? What are the non negotiables? What are the must haves? Like, here, let me tell you, hey, I'm still trying to figure this out. Thank you, Jessica. I see it. I'm getting it. Tap the screen. Let's get me up to a few thousand hearts over on TikTok. So when we talk about must-haves, deal breakers, if I were to say to all of you, because I've asked this question in class, what is something will never do when you buy a house? Because I can tell you mine. Tell me in the feed. Tell me, talk to me. Tell me, do you have it? If give me an emoji with the raised hand, or tell me, I have a non-negotiable. Because if you have a non-negotiable as a real estate agent, does the consumer? If you're someone here and you're just watching because you want to see this process, if you're looking to buy a house, send me a DM. But if you are, what are your non-negotiables? Tell me in the feed. I'll list mine, or give me an emoji. Tell me in the feed. Tell me you have them, or you're like, no, Carrie, I'll buy anything. Now that's an investor. My non-negotiables are: I don't ever want to buy a house that faces north in Illinois. When I'm in another state, I really would prefer that the house does not face west because it gets hot in Florida. You guys don't have non-negotiables? You don't have anything? Chat with me today. So, must have deal breakers. What is their timeline? When do they want to buy? And then what's their lifestyle? What is their budget? Number 10, set the standard. Set the standard. I'm going to say pre approval and signed agency come before showings. I'm going to say the agency is a must. Can you have a pre approval and shop? I see it. Double sink, primary downstairs, close to the highway, the freeway, depending on what state you're in. So I only buy east facing homes. That part. In Illinois, I'm telling you, anything that faces north, it snowed today. It's still snowing outside. More snow for Sunday. I'm just saying, in the cold. We need it cold on Sunday. So again, pre-approval, I like fully underwritten. If you listen, I just asked the question. Does anybody hate it when you go shopping and you don't have enough money? Or you're like, I'm on a budget, I'm committed. Maybe you have the money, but you're committed. Must be able to have an outside exit in the basement. That walkout. Now I have an exit. I'm in the basement and I have an exit, but it's a window well. And I'm in the basement. Would I have liked, that below grade walkout? Yes, maybe. All right, so number 11, refine the multiple listing service search. Update criteria once financing priorities are clear. Because here's what buyers do. Hey, hey, Angela, let's go shopping for houses today. And you're like, so what's your budget? Okay, great. Now, and you can ask the question, do you have you been pre-approved before? If they don't know, so let me get you pre-approved because maybe you can qualify for much more. You really want to say maybe you can't, but that's not how we're going to say that. So then you can update your MLS search. And I'm going to throw in, here's a bonus. Sit with your clients and go over shop in the MLS, let them watch, and then show them what their version looks like. Because if you do this, then you can keep them off the competition because you know they're ending up on all these other websites and it stresses you out, right? Right. So I got a fan over on TikTok. Hey, Jessica. Okay, so number 12, educate through the process, explain timelines, offers, negotiations, and next steps. Number 13, set showing expectations. Do any of you have showing expectations? I'll give you an example. Let's see, is that Terry? Terry calls me and says, Carrie, um, I want to look at properties and I want to bring everyone in my household and you need to have a whole process for showings. When we go to look at properties, we're only taking the people that are making a decision. They're on the exclusive agency agreement. If you have anyone else that is interested, that is a decision maker, should they be on the agreement? When we go to look at properties and we take family members like our children, we make sure that we walk through the property and we're all together. We don't arrive late to the appointment because we have a window of time and that is somebody else's house. And then drink water, coffee, or something. So you can take a break because what will happen is, right, Kelly Bean, decision makers only. Drop the mic. Period. Because what'll happen is you have too many people trying to have conversation about the purchase, and then they won't buy. Because this happened to Mark. He had a buyer that every time they went to see properties, the brother went, and the brother was like, I don't like that. I'm like, you don't like it, or she doesn't like it. You don't like it, or she doesn't like it. So you decision makers only, and then we talked through the process. You got to be on time. We all walk through the rooms together. We hold hands. We talk to the family about, and we talk to the kids. Hey, when we get to this property, if the property has a toy room, guess what? We're not playing with those toys. So yes, in Houston, we will not be all over town. That part. Oh, and by the way, Shay, what if someone sends you a DM or a text message and says, "Hey, I found this property on that site," and you're like, "But you told me you wanted a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 3 car garage with a full basement. Now you just sent me a 3 bedroom with 2 bathrooms, no basement." The question is, did something change? Because if something changed, then we can go see the property. But if nothing changed, oh, I didn't see that. I just like the swimming pool in the backyard. Oh, now do you want a swimming pool? So some of you need to learn how to have professional conversations and talk about it. I have an agent, and I need her to I need to interview her as well. And she is like, when people say to her, well, I know you have kids and I know you're busy. And no, no, I just like to have dinner at 6 o'clock like everybody else. Sometimes it's all in how you say it. No one ever mentions this because I asked several times throughout the day to stop at a gas station to use the restroom. We don't go in sellers' homes. And I will say that's a really good point. But when I work with sellers, I will ask the seller, because this could happen. Is there a bathroom that someone is allowed to use? And then we put a sign in the property that says, if you need to use the bathroom, you can only use the first floor bathroom. Please be respectful. It's someone else's home. You put up that sign. Some of you need to hit the Dollar Tree somewhere and buy some picture frames. But absolutely, I like, let's stop. Let's stop. And then they're gonna say, "Well, I don't need to get gas." No, we listen. Let me tell you, even McDonald's re-image their properties. Stop at the McDonald's. Go grab a cup of coffee. Do you need to reconvene? Like, stop somewhere. McDonald's bathrooms are pretty nice now. Because I used to work at McDonald's and I remember when they re-imaged. And I say that only because my mother said, "Oh, I need to use the bathroom after we pick her up from the airport." And she was like, I'm like, "We'll go to McDonald's." She was like, "No, no, no, I don't want to go." I'm like, "No, they re-imaged this one." And so now that's the stop, the McDonald's. So I like that tip, Kelly. You like the sign, but again, and then your seller knows that they're coming back to clean the property, and you could even give the seller a kit. Now that's a bonus, like some bleach wipes, so then when they come home, a part of your seller kit, and they can clean all that up. Number four, provide market intelligence. Now, in the free class today, I'm going to show you how to provide free market intelligence. Share data on competition, showings, pricing, and timing. Some of you need to know how long does it take for a house to go under contract. Some of you need to know how many days does it take to close. Some of you need to know if you're in a buyer's market, a stable market, or a seller's market, because if you don't tell your buyers this and they're like, I like it, but I want to think about it, the house you looked at today, somebody looked at 5 minutes ago and they're already writing an offer. And so while you're thinking about it, that house is going to be gone. And here's a part of qualifying. Hey, it's okay to write an offer on the first house you see. Come on, give people permission to make a decision. Number 15, lead them to a confident decision. Your role is clarity, strategy, and professional guidance. As a real estate agent, I just gave you the 15 steps to the buyer commitment blueprint. You don't even, if you did this, you don't even you're not fumbling through the day. You're not fumbling through the conversation with a potential client because you have your list of things you need to do. So you have no excuse. You just need to generate leads. And if you do this and someone refers you, they're going to always say, Jessica is really good at providing value. She showed me what the market was doing. We had a consultation. Even though I felt like I knew everything, I didn't know. Like, you have no excuse as a real estate agent if you go with that blueprint. So, I'm not hanging out with all of you long. I have a coaching call today at 10:30 if you're in the membership, so please come join me. If you are here and you want to watch me show you how to generate buyer leads, and then you got the buyer commitment blueprint, right? Join me at 1 p.m. Friday, January 16th. If you're watching the replay and you missed it, don't worry, I will make the replay available. It will automatically be available for anyone in the membership. So I will stream to the Facebook membership group. Now, it is on Zoom. How do you get access? You can go to the link in my bio or on my IG stories. It is there. I will post it on in the feed on the YT. I'll post it there, and then it's also in the link in my bio on TikTok, IG, or I'll post it in the link there. So, again, I want to thank all of you for joining me. If you really, really, really can't figure it out, send me a direct message. I will sit here for a few minutes and answer those DMs. And again, if you watch to the end and you missed it, the replay will be available. So I will make the replay available in my Stan store. So, not taking questions. I want to thank all of you for joining me every Friday at 9:05 a.m. for Coffee with Carrie. If I ever have to do it at a different time, it might be on a Saturday. But again, take a moment, subscribe to my YouTube channels, follow me over on TikTok. Make sure you are listening to my podcast. Shay, I will see you at 1 p.m. Look, you like my mug? This was my Christmas present. My sister got me this. There's Mickey. All right, everyone. Que tenga buen dia. Adios.